Hey guys, just want to do a quick cutting demonstration with my mini neck knife design here. I have not yet come up with a name for this, but I have been using it quite a bit just to test the function and utility out. And I just wanted to demonstrate a little bit of that on this video really quickly. So the first test I'll do, I'll just cut some standard printer paper. Hopefully this isn't too damp. It has been quite humid, and this was actually laying on some concrete in my basement, but nevertheless, as you can see, no problem. You can stay apart from the wet anyway. Tip digs in very nicely. Next, I got a little bit of cotton rope here, just show you some push. And one thing about this design, it's very subtle, but I did upsweep the tip just a little bit in an effort to give that extra utility, rather than using just a straight Wharncliffe style blade that was perfectly straight, and that would be very difficult to get a downward push cut due to the length. I did go ahead and upsweep that just a little bit for that specific purpose. And as you can see, it does work quite well. No problems there. Try doubling it up. And then just to be a little more relatable, something I'm sure everyone's cut before, got some 550 paracord. Push cut a little bit of that. Again, no issues there. Now I got some nylon webbing that came from a ratchet strap. Nothing too heavy. Probably not quite the consistency of a seat belt or something like that, but we'll go ahead and cut it anyway. As you can see, no issues. Do a little draw cut here. And then another thing I like to do, just to test the utility and the detail work of the knife, just sharpen a carpenter's pencil real quick. And you can hold this a variety of ways when doing detail work like this. But no problem there. Got just a standard pencil, same idea, nothing too hard or difficult, but it is great for that little detail work as well. And another thing I do like to do with knives that I do on a regular basis is stripping wire. And what I have here is some 14-3 stranded extension cord. Nothing too light, but nothing super heavy either. But it does have a pretty thick rubber coating along the outside. Just go ahead and strip that off. No problem there if you want to cut the jacket completely off. This knife does that type of detail work very well. Again, somewhat heavy rubber. No problem. And of course, so we have the 14 gauge stranded wire here. Can strip things like that as well quite easily. And I'll go ahead and show you something I wouldn't normally recommend you use a knife for, but just to show you the blade geometry and the heat treat. We'll go ahead and cut through this stranded copper wire. Nothing too heavy or super impressive. But it can be done. Go ahead and do it one more time. And no visible damage to the edge, no chipping, no rolling, anything like that. That's just to show the proper heat treat that I like to put on my blades. And lastly, we'll do a little bit of cardboard. Again, something every knife should be able to do. But this is more to show the utility and the edge retention. We'll see if it still cuts paper. Probably not as well as it used to. Not that I would expect it to after going through that copper wire and making all those cuts. Still can't shave with it, but just to go ahead and show you the advantages of carbon steel, I'm going to do a quick touch-up using nothing but some light buffing compound. I'm not going to really remove any metal. We're just going to touch the edge up, polish it a little bit using a medium and then a very fine polish. And then we'll see if we can maybe cut that paper like we were doing earlier. Again, nothing too extreme, just a real light polishing of that edge. Just to take any rough spots out. I really didn't even spend that much time on it, as you could see. And again, the paper is a little bit damp. But as you can see, back to a razor sharp edge. So we can get a dry spot here. And I'm not sure if this will show up, but just another quick shaving. A little patch of hair on my arm there. Still hair popping sharp, minimal effort. obviously no issues with paper, cardboard, anything like that. Just do a quick push cut on some paracord again. So that's about it, just to show you some utility of a small blade, as well as the advantages and how easy it is to touch up of a carbon steel knife. Cutting through some 14 gauge stranded copper, wood, cardboard, rope, paper. No problem. Thanks for watching, guys.